ever thought, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, so why do I still feel off? This video is for you. Because feeling lost doesn't always look like chaos. Sometimes it looks like you being responsible, productive, high functioning, but quietly you're really disconnected from yourself. I want to say this up front. There is nothing wrong with you. Feeling lost doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean you made bad choices, and it definitely don't mean you failed. Most of the people that I work with are very capable, thoughtful, intelligent adults who did what made sense at the time, and they still ended up feeling stuck or unsure. If that's you, stay with me. Here's what feeling lost often actually looks like. You wake up, handle your responsibilities, you show up for work, you take care of other people, but something feels flat. You might be saying things like, I should be so grateful, but I'm not happy. I don't know what I want anymore. I don't even really trust my own decisions. And that can be confusing because from the outside, your life looks fine. Here's the part people don't talk about enough. You can build a life that makes sense without building a life that actually fits you. Most of us are taught to prioritize being stable, approval, achievement, being responsible, not disappointing anyone. But we are rarely taught how to check in with ourselves. So instead of asking, what do I want? We ask, what's the smartest move? I need to be strategic. What is expected of me? What can I do that won't rock the boat? Over time, that creates a disconnection in yourself. So feeling lost is often an identity issue, not a motivation issue. It's not that you don't care, it's that you've been living on autopilot for so long, you stop listening to you. And when people say, I don't know who I am anymore, what that really usually means is I've been meeting expectations for too long and I don't know what's mine. If you relate to this, I want you to hear something very clearly. You didn't abandon yourself on purpose. You adapted, you survived, you did what worked. And now your nervous system, your emotions, and your intuition, they need an update. That's not weakness, that's growth, right? Here's the first practical shift I want to offer you. Stop asking, what should I do next with my life? That question sometimes can be overwhelming when you do feel lost or you feel stuck. Instead, ask, what feels heavy right now? What feels draining? What feels misaligned? Clarity doesn't come from forcing big answers. It comes from noticing the small signals. When people feel lost, they often try to fix it by making a big change. You quit the job, you end a relationship, you start over completely. But transformation doesn't require everything being done at one time. Before clarity comes safety. So ask yourself, where do I feel emotionally safe? Who do I feel like myself around? When do I feel calm instead of tense? Your nervous system needs stability before you can expand. Another reason people feel lost is because they're judging themselves against an invisible timeline. I should be further. I should have figured this out by now. I'm behind. That pressure within yourself shuts down you being curious. You don't need to catch up. You need to come back to yourself. And that happens at your pace, not society or social media's pace. I want you to pause for a second and consider this. If no one needed anything from you, if no one had an opinion, if there was no pressure to perform, what part of you has been quietly asking for attention? You don't need to answer that perfectly. Just notice what comes up in your body. And here's why people stay stuck. They think clarity comes before action, but it's the other way around. Small values aligned choices create clarity. You don't need a 5-year plan. You need permission to experiment without punishing yourself. This is actually where coaching can be helpful. Not because someone tells you what to do, but because you finally have space to say what you're afraid of. Question the life you built without shame and rebuilding trust within yourself. Real transformation happens when people feel safe enough to be honest. Feeling lost doesn't mean you're starting over. It means you're integrating who you've become. And that's a very different thing. This video put words to something you've been carrying quietly. You're not alone in that. And you don't have to figure it all out at once. Take the pressure off. Get curious. Let this be a chapter of reconnection, not self-criticism. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. It really helps the channel reach the people who need these conversations. And if you're someone who's ready to do the work with support, I'll leave more information below. Either way, be gentle with yourself. You're not behind, you're becoming. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.